Everything we've been taught about the timeline of human history might be completely wrong. Watch Joe Rogan's mind melt as Taylor Sheridan breaks down the ancient discoveries that are forcing scientists to rewrite the history books.
You know, we still have the same DNA as people that lived tens of thousands of years ago.
And, you know, cities started, what, maybe 10,000 years ago in some form, right?
Yeah, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're a little wrong with that, too. I think they're starting to change their perspective of when actual civilization emerged because of stuff like Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. They found these immense structures that are 11,800 years old that were buried, that this guy who was like I think it was a sheep herder in the 90s found it.
Really?
He found like a stone that was like sticking out of the ground weird, and he kicked it with his boots, like knocking some dirt off, and then he brought in some archaeologists, and then they discovered this massive complex, these like huge circles of giant stone columns with 3D animals carved in them, and they carbon dated the ground, and it was intentionally covered up somewhere around 11,000 plus years ago. So they're like,
really?
Yeah, so like, what the fuck is this? Like, they didn't even know like what the civilization was, like why did they build this? What's the purpose of it? There's a lot of people that debate whether or not what's depicted on it is a calendar. Is it a marking of an event? Does it show the flood? Like, what is this? It's weird stuff, man. Like, really weird stuff. And I think there's more of that than you'd like to, that makes people comfortable. And archaeologists are very hesitant to accept it. But
well, that whole deal, right? Like your relevance being upon you discovered this thing. And, you know, when they found the Clovis Point, so then we're dating everything off of that, and anyone finding anything else is going to render that guy's discovery less important.
Yeah.
And you know, there was at one point we thought there was this logical evolution of man from Homo erectus into Homo sapien, and now we know that there were at least 4, maybe 5 species of humanoid living at the same time. It's just fucking at least 5.
Not only that, it's like really difficult to make a fossil. Most people are going to die and their bones are going to be gone within 100 years.
Yeah, it's just what we've been able to find, and we're basing an entire science upon incredibly incomplete discoveries.
We're basing entire science on a very limited number that can even possibly exist. Like, I think if you take into account how many dinosaur bones they've found, and then how many dinosaurs existed, and for how many hundreds of millions of years dinosaurs existed, and you realize, like, oh, like most shit doesn't make a fossil. So we don't even know how many different dinosaurs that they just discovered a new one recently. We don't even know how many existed that we never found fossilized.
Yeah, if they didn't run through some lava pit or tar pit or something, how would you know?
And every so often, some new form of ancient human pops up, and we're like, oh, well, what's this one? What the fuck is this one? There's weird ones. They're all over the place. There's a fucking ton of them. The Denisovans. There's the one in I believe it was in China. The big-headed people. They're quite a bit larger.
Yeah, these are in Texas.
Yeah, that's Glen
Dinosaur Valley State Park. Wow,
That's Glen Rose, Texas.
that's crazy. How crazy is that? Look at those footprints. That's so nuts. That is so nuts. That a dinosaur left those. How long ago? 113 million year old dinosaur tracks. What the fuck, man? And you know, we're just lucky.
So what is that thing, and how much did it fucking weigh to imprint into that, which is now granite, right? But at the time, it's probably some mixture of mud and ash from a volcano that came together.
Right, probably.
Some version of that.
Right, I wonder what the animal was. Do they know which dinosaur it was?
A picture of one here. I don't know if it's the one. I'll just guess that's the one they assumed was there.
God, those
Got a
footprints are
T-Rex?
so dope. That's so wild. Wonder who the first guy who found that was.
It says it was discovered after a drought, so it would have been under
Oh, that's even cooler. So it was underneath the water the whole time, and then they're like, "Holy!" The river dried up completely in most locations, allowing for more tracks to be uncovered here in the park. Wow, that's sick. That's the animal?
believed to be. I don't know. Yeah, they wouldn't know for sure.
Belonged to 2 types of dinos, including Acrocanthosaurus.
Yeah, I don't think they've found any fossils or anything to be, for the record.
That's even
Just
crazier,
footprints.
right?
Yeah.
All you find is the feet. Think about how many died there. Think about how many just got eaten by other animals and shit out. And I mean, most stuff that lives, I mean, you know as well as anybody, you very rarely find skeletons in the woods.
No, the mice are going to eat them.
Yeah, something's going to eat
Yeah.
most of what you find in the woods. Within a couple of years, everything's gone. But, like, when was the last time, like, if you're a hunter, good luck finding a dead mountain lion. They must die. They must die. I don't know anybody that's found a dead one.
I've never found one. I've never seen one.
There's thousands of them. They die.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah.
Fucking nature takes care of everything. And
Yeah.
that's what would happen to most fossils.
Yeah.
That's why most fossils don't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, when people die, they don't get
Picture
fossilized.
says 1908, a local schoolboy found some of these.
Wow. Look at the size of those next to that dude. That's crazy.
Imagine you ran home and tried to tell your parents I found some dinosaur. They wouldn't even know what dinosaurs really were, I bet, back then. How would they have known?
Well, there's a lot of people today that don't even think dinosaurs are real, which is hilarious. There's so many knuckleheads online. But I mean, we have a very limited amount of information that we're basing the entire history of Earth on the planet.
What do you describe that as in 1910? A three-toed
Right.
giant lizard? I don't even know what you
I
would
know.
say
How
to
would
you,
you
like, to
even be
describe
sure
it.
that that
Like,
was a
come-
footprint?
Come look at this, and then you got to go tell everybody else in the town to come follow you out there to find it.
Right, in 1910, did they even have drawings of dinosaurs?
Well, I would think they would have found some of the bones.
I'm
right?
sure. I think we figured that
Let's see.
out, right?
Let's
I
see
think
what
we
it
talked
says.
about that. Didn't they first start finding them in the 1800s? Isn't that what it was? But yeah, it's not. I mean, if you think about how many different things died and just were absorbed by the earth, just gets eaten, shit out, swallowed up, just destroyed by time and erosion, and never became fossils. We're basing the entire history of the planet on a limited amount of information, and that information, it never gets younger. It always gets older. The more stuff they found,
Yeah.
like they found a modern version of human beings that pushes the timeline of humans back another 300,000 or 400,000 years, and that keeps happening.
Well, they thought that people crossed the Bering Land Bridge
Mm-hmm.
12,000, 14,000 years ago, and now they've pushed that back 10,000 years.
Yeah, they found those footprints in White Sands, New Mexico, and those are 22,000 years old.
It took a giant flood to come wash away layers of sediment
Oh,
that then revealed that. That's why it's so muddy around it, I guess.
Wow.
And then they started digging.
That's fucking cool. That is so cool. And this is in 1952 they did that?
No, 1908.
908?
The pictures are from 1952 or something.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
So they must have just kept, maybe it flooded again 50 years later. Floods do happen here fast.
When did they first figure out dinosaurs? Like, what was the first year a dinosaur bone was discovered? On your ranch, do you find, like, a lot of, like, arrowheads and, like, Native American stuff?
The one I grew up on, everywhere.
Yeah?
Every time it'd rain, you'd find these points.
That shit enthralls me. It's so fascinating. You pick up some arrow. I found one in Nevada while I was on a mule deer hunt. I was in the high desert. We found this little tiny thing. I looked down. I go, oh my God, it's a fucking arrowhead. And you just think, some dude, who knows how many hundreds of years ago, shot that at a deer. Maybe.
Thousands.
Yeah.
We found a bunch, and my mother took them to Fort Worth to the museum, and they dated them. And some of them, and they could look at them, and they'd know various styles, right? And they go, oh, this was made by, this is 2,200 years old. This is 4,000 years old. This is when they started doing this.
We have one here. I got one here somewhere. It's a big one, too.
1677 was when the first scientifically recorded dinosaur bone was described. Although it says people have been digging them up for thousands of years, but
They didn't know what the fuck it was.
this one just says he even thought it belonged to a giant human. And then
This is one from
150
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, a friend of mine got that off of his ranch. Remy Warren told me that's probably one they use for fishing because it was so big.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, that's interesting. Because I guess when you're dealing with old bows that didn't have a whole lot of power, you really wouldn't want a big, wide cut because you wouldn't get enough penetration to get through the rib cage unless you were really close.
So this would be more on a spear.
No, it would be on an arrow. It would just be something that you shot at a fish because it's easier to penetrate than, like, say, a buffalo.
Right.
where they would use a smaller head. They're just trying to get penetration.
That's fascinating.
It's just an amazing thing. You're finding just this piece of ancient history where people had no internet, no books, no nothing, just flint napping and using tendons
Sat
and shit.
around and-
Yeah. And then trying to practice with those bows. Figure out how to do it while you're on horseback, too. It's
That's
crazy.
wild.